It's the time for the package from China. Let's go. Plants vs Zombies was an awesome game that you can play basically on every platform, and I also did this on my iPad, on my PlayStation system, and even on my freaking PC. Plants vs Zombies was one of my best and favorite games back in the day, and seeing this game on a cartridge now is just awesome. What I did notice that there was a different version out there that was created by a Russian coder who basically re-engineers all the games for the 16-bit systems. But it seems to be there are different versions out there. This version from AliExpress is slightly different than the version from the Russian coder that I have seen, or maybe this is the same version but more like a revision. There's not a lot of information that comes around with the Plants vs Zombie homebrew game. But nevertheless, if you're looking at the label and the cartridge, everything looks pretty decent. The label is a high quality print and the cartridge is the, let's say, deluxe version when it comes to the shell, because we're having some cheap versions out there and you don't want to have those. But nevertheless, I think it's pretty cool that you can play the homebrew game on your original Sega Mega Drive or your Genesis. So far I know it doesn't matter, these things are region free, so you can use them on both systems. I just wanted to give a quick note to the label itself, that the label itself is a very nice print, glossy, but it is not fitting perfectly, and that is a little bit of a bummer if you ask me, if you want to have this like a collectible item. Inside the cartridge we're finding a PCB, and there are quite some different versions out there. So this is the different version with the plastic on top that holds the PCB inside of the cartridge. We're also having the very cheap edition that doesn't even have the plastic holder, but nevertheless they are pretty decent. Some of them have the issue that the chips fall off, but that's something you need to take consideration when you're opening it up, that you're having version number 2. It fits in very well, so basically if you close it you will think it's just a big PCB inside, but of course it's not. And we're going to play the game on the Mega Retron HD from Hyperkin. Alright, so let's talk about the game itself. It looks very promising. I really like that it has more like this original 16-bit music of Plants vs Zombies. You can move the cursor like this with the D-pad. It works very well, very responsive. Okay, so let's press start. Now let's go into the menu itself. And they also use this menu, it looks very well. Here we have the password option, so that's pretty cool. So you basically can go to the part where you have last been, so that's pretty cool, yep. Okay, so here we're having the adventure mode. And we're having here the quick mode. There is no other option so far I know, so let's take a close look at the adventure mode. Alright, so in the beginning of the stage you can see the key, so you need to write it down or remember it. So there are some minor differences with the original game and this one. With this game you can choose basically every item so far I can see. With the original game you play through the adventure mode, progressing in the game, and then you can unlock new items, but here you can basically use them also. You need to choose wisely because some of the items are only for on water. So we're having all the plants, the shooting plants, the super triple shooting plants, they're all here. So it's quite interesting. You need to choose your weaponry where you start the fight with the zombies. So the first thing I did notice with this game is that there are some differences. So if you're looking at the lawnmowers in the beginning of the game, they are not here. So this means that you have no failsafe, or there's something we need to find out later on. So another thing is that when I was playing in this game, I did notice it works a little bit differently than the Flash game that I've played on my iPad or the game on my PlayStation system. So as you can see, the suns are still here. So far I know there are no suns dropping. You're only going to get them from the sunflowers. And as you can see, we have quite some difficult times already trying to get the suns for having the next turret up and running. So this game is completely different compared with the original game. And I think it can be very challenging. So I was playing the game for some time and I can really enjoy it, or I started the game wrong and I just suck at this game. But it's going to get really hard in the first stage. I don't know what's going on, but I got already some troubles having enough suns to buy all my turrets, because you can see every time a zombie comes on a different lane, But nevertheless, I think I need to change my strategy or this game is just freaking hard. But okay, so let's try what happens if the zombie reaches the house. There was no lawnmowers that I noticed in the original game, and as you can see, it's game over already. So this game is pretty hard. But okay, so let's take a close look at the second option that called quick play. Very curious what we're going to get. Aha! So this is really funny. So what you need to do is just smack all the zombies that came out of the graves. And this is just a completely new way how you can play this game. So this is just, so far I understand, an endless loop of zombies coming to you and you need to whack them with the hammer. Survive long as possible by whacking them and you will get a high score. So you can challenge your friends and see who is the best in smacking some zombies on the head with a freaking hammer. Kinda basic, but fun. Alright, so this is what you're going to get with Plants vs Zombies for your Genesis. I think it's pretty cool. I really love these homebrew cards. I think it's just awesome that people are putting all these efforts in making a game. And yeah, the Chinese are putting it on the cartridge. So you have this physical copy so you can play on your original Mega Drive.